guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about my color realism sleeve and how people react to it on a daily basis. About 2.5 years, no, a little bit over 2 years ago, I got started on this sleeve and it goes all the way up here. It's not really finished. There are still some parts in the back of my upper arm by the armpit that need to be finished. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but most of it is done. This year I also got started on a black and gray realism sleeve. You can see a jellyfish and yeah, but in this video I'm just going to talk about my color realism sleeve because most of the people react to what they see first, which is the outside, the flowers and the butterfly. And yeah, I get a lot of questions on it. For the most part, it's people stopping me in the streets, stopping me at the supermarket, stopping me at the hair salon, you name it, wherever I go. Pretty much every day I get some comments on my sleeve. And for the most part, it's fine. You know, it's people just being curious and asking like, oh, who did it? That's the question I get the most. My artist is David Giersch from Germany, so I'm going to link his information in the description box below in case you're curious. But yeah, that's like the most asked question that I get, like who did it? And then it's probably how long did it take, where did you get it done, how much did it cost, etc, etc, etc. Questions generally are fine with me, but sometimes people go a little bit further and they're like, oh, well, what's up here? So they start pulling it up. And yeah, it's so annoying. Like most of the time I wear, you know, blouses and sweatshirts or t-shirts that show the bottom part of my arms, but not the upper part of my arms. So then it's like, okay, let's see, what do I have here? And like, yeah, if I want to show you my wolf, it's going to be squished because I can't pull it all the way up. And they see that's not the end of it. So it's like, oh, what else do you have up there? And I'm like, well, there's a rose, but like I can't show you right now. I mean, I guess I could do kind of this, but I don't want you to see my bra. And, you know, like, what does it matter? It's I get people are curious, I get that, but sometimes I just wish people wouldn't ask. Don't get me wrong, I like being approached about my tattoos. I do, but not daily, you know, not when I go to the store just to get some bananas or something. I don't want to have to talk about the tattoo every single time. So yeah, sometimes when I go to the store, I just wear a long sleeve so I don't have to talk about it and I'm not going to get approached about it. That doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it's too hot and, you know, I will get comments and I will answer them and I will be polite. I don't want to be this tattooed person that is just mean. You know, there are a lot of stereotypes about tattooed people anyway, so I don't want to make it even worse, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's just annoying sometimes. Anyways, because of all that, I was kind of thinking that maybe one of my future videos could be about putting some, what's it called, concealer on my arms just to see how it would be concealed. And I'm not saying that I would put it on every day just so I don't have to talk about it or receive comments on my tattoos. But I have been curious about how it would look like if, you know, I would conceal my arms. And I mean, I haven't had my tattoos for very long, just 2 years, so I still know what they look like when they were just blank. But yeah, it'd be kind of fun, I think. What do you think? In a way, it would just remind me of how life was like when I didn't have tattoos and I wasn't stopped in the streets. It was just like, you know, you're anonymous, you're just walking past people and nobody's going to say anything. So I guess, yeah, it would be kind of fun. right now, there aren't very many times that I walk down the street and I don't get stopped at some point. Like a couple of days ago, I was going to the grocery store and there were some people advocating for abused animals, and I was interested in it, so I stopped, and I was wearing a t-shirt, so my tattoos were on display. And the lady stopped me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your tattoos." Started touching my arm. I was like, "Oh, you know, all the questions like, where did you get it done? Who did it? Da 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 da." And I do my spiel, you know, David Gears. It took about 39 hours to get this sleeve done and 2 days on this arm, and it cost da 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 da. And she was like, she didn't even look me in the eye. I think for the most part she was just like looking at my arm, and then she said, "Well, can I take a video? Can I take a picture?" First she said, "Can I take a picture of it?" And I was like, "Sure." And then she like grabs my arm, turns it around, she's like, "Oh, let me take a video of it." And I'm like, "Okay." Actually, my arm is not in the best shape right now. I don't know if you can see it, but up here I was like scratching, and so there are some parts that are a little bit like an open wound, so I wasn't too happy with having a video taken by that person, and I guess I could have just said, "You know what, I'd rather you not take that video," but I don't know, I'm not like that. I have a hard time telling people not to do something, so, you know, she took the video, it's fine, it's whatever, you know, it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's those moments when I'm like, oh, why? Like, can we just not, please? When I was in Germany this summer, there was a man who was also very interested in the tattoos, and he was one of the people that like started pulling up my sleeve on his own, like without really asking. It was like, "Oh, what's up there?" And he was like, "Oh, a 3D tattoo. Is that a 3D tattoo?" And I was like, "What the hell is a 3D tattoo?" Now I call tattoos that are really three-dimensional, like really good realistic tattoos, I call them 3D tattoos because it kind of got stuck in my head. And I mean, he's right? Like, they're popping off of your skin, so they're 3D tattoos. But yeah, anyway, I totally got off track here. Yeah, to sum it up, I get a lot of reactions on my tattoos. For the most part, they're great. I've never really had negative comment. I don't think I've had a negative comment ever, other than my family, that, you know, they weren't really happy that I was getting that many tattoos. But I think even my family members, like, they can appreciate it for the art it is. So I've never really had any super negative comments on my tattoos ever, so that's great. Well, I wanted to show you that one of my coworkers and very good friends started her own YouTube channel, and she's doing something super exciting. She is going to pick a country every week, and she's going in alphabetical order, so she has like almost 200 countries to go through. And so each week she cooks a meal from that country and films it and puts it on YouTube. So I think the first one that she's going to film is Afghanistan. So if you're into international cuisine and stuff like that, you should definitely check her out. I'll leave her information in the description box below, or you can just find her on YouTube as Nikki, Nikki, Eat World. So yeah, check her out. I think in the future, Nikki and I might be collaborating on some videos. I had this idea a couple weeks ago, where I wanted to order boxes, you know, these snack boxes, like snack and candy boxes from around the world, and each month you would get one. Well, there's a store here in the Cincinnati area. It's called Jungle Gyms. It's an international food store, and when Nikki and I were there to get some food, you know, get some of the ingredients for her videos, we saw a bunch of snacks there, and I was like, oh, we could just buy the snacks and the candy here, and then together react on them. So let me know what you think about that idea, and or if you have any other ideas and any requests for future videos, and I'll be happy to work my way through them. I hope you have a good rest of the weekend and a great week, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!